Hi, today we're going to talk about how narcissists are the biggest hypocrites. Psych, we're not talking about them, we're talking about us and how we can heal and thrive beyond the abuse. And a major component that is often overlooked when dealing with narcissists and tolerating them, engaging with them, is just how hypocritical they are. When it comes to you, they expect you to extend grace to them. If they need a ride, oh, you have to come get them. But if you need a ride, I don't know, it's convenient for them or not. If you make a meal for the family in the family scapegoat system or in family narcissistical cults, but when it comes to them and their food, they heart it and guard it, and if anyone touches it, then it's just game over. Or even in the ways that they talk to you. They can disrespect you, they can say whatever they want to you, they can let their anger and emotions splash onto you, but you must be very composed and you must hold it in, because one little slip up or one little tone shift or one little slip that they consider disrespectful will send them off the rails. This is not normal, this is not healthy, this is not sustainable. However, when you are the scapegoat in the Narc family cult, it becomes your task, your role to hold in all that emotional labor and work, making sure that you don't do to them what they could easily do to you. And so how do you thrive beyond that? How do you heal from that? Because those are just micro moments, micro conversations every time you engage with them, where you are training yourself and your body and your subconscious and your inner child that your needs come last, that their needs come first, that you need to hold yourself back and compose yourself because they can't take it. And younger kids in our family system, they adopt the personality of wanting to say something, but then being scared because they read the room and they say, I don't know if this will be received correctly. And so they shut up, they don't talk. And I'm like, no, tell me what you're gonna say. Tell me what you're gonna say, because it doesn't matter how I feel or how I react. You should still say what you want to say and not be scared and not get all internally scared and holding back what you want to say because you're scared of how it's going to be received. This is how this translates to affecting the younger generation. And then as they get older, they continue this behavior, not in just the family cult, but in their friendship groups. They succumb to peer pressure because they can't say what they really want to say in their workplace or just school settings. They just become passive participants and letting the louder, more dominant, more self-assured kids or people around them lead them to wherever they want. This is why it's super important for us to reclaim our voice, reclaim our power, even if it's in private. And I emphasize this a lot, that even when you're trying to tolerate the Narc family cult as a scapegoat and you are in close proximity with them, it is still so important for you to show yourself in private what you deserve and how you truly should feel and act. Whether it's going for a walk and just soaking in the beauty of nature and reminding yourself, hey, life is beautiful, or whether it's listening to music and going to the gym and dancing, or punching a punching bag, or lifting heavy weights, or going on a run and just feeling alive again within yourself, allowing yourself to just feel and be comfortable without having to constantly scan how it's going to be perceived and how it could be responded to. When it comes to conversations with the narcs, it's like we ruminate over the conversation, what we could have said, what we could have done, how unfair it is. I think that's something that I personally would ruminate over, was just how unfair it is that I have to sit here and compose myself and I can't truly say how I feel, and I have to just accept them disrespecting me, and I can't call it out because then they'll get even more mad. And it's like so many eggshells that you're walking on that I think that you become more upset about how unfair it is more than what they're actually doing. And to that, I say it's so critically important to remember this one main rule that I keep reiterating: to observe and not absorb, and to train your body each instance, each conversation with them, to zoom out and observe it and not absorb it, because you know their manipulation tactics. By the way, this is Aisha, and here we don't talk about the narcs. We don't focus on them. We focus on ourselves and our healing and our growth, because we're done memorizing them. They're literally textbook. And What's the reason of learning something if it isn't to apply it? Chefs learn a recipe to make the food. Basketball players or soccer players learn how to play so that they can go and play a main game on a main stage and win for their country or team. As a narc abuse survivor, we're not learning all of these tactics just so that we don't make that critical shift to help us begin to not internalize and begin to not observe what is going on. And it's hard, especially if you've been in a family cult system, because it's deeply ingrained in you. They've conditioned you for a long time. And I've personally been conditioned to react in the same way. And they would just turn that against me. And so it took me a while, and it's very hard, but I still grieve, but in private now. And that was the main shift that I had to make, that even when you are observing and not absorbing, it's still so painful just watching how unfair and unjust it is, that you still have to grieve it. And so I'm not telling you not to grieve it anymore. I'm just saying that it's so important for us to actually apply what we're learning about their behavior and their dysfunction so that we can thrive beyond it, not so we can get stuck in it like a freaking hamster wheel even more. That's not the point of learning something. And narcissists are the ultimate hypocrites. But instead of us absorbing it and getting mad at it like we usually respond, let's observe that. Let's compartmentalize that. Okay, we know they're hypocrites. So when we see it in day-to-day actions, we're like, oh, yeah, we know that. We already know that. Instead of being like, oh my God, how could they do this again? Like, instead of letting it rile you up again and just feed further your story of victimhood in a sense, and it's just further affecting you when you are meant to thrive beyond it. You are not meant to keep getting emotionally jabbed, and they will still do it. With narcissists and the family cult, we have to shift those emotional jabs and make it a lot more mental so that we can protect and safeguard our emotions, and that we can intellectualize, hey, they're being a hypocrite, and then go back to feeling how we should truly feel and grieving what we really want to feel and how unjust it is and how we know it's not safe. But we can't stay in that low point of feeling it for super long. That's another trap that a lot of narcissists or scapegoats fall into, and it's me especially, is that it's a mixture of mind and body. And either some scapegoats get stuck in the mind, ruminating, thinking about it, and same with me, or some of them get so stuck in the body and just being so upset. And it's a mixture of both, and that's how we thrive beyond it and moving through every situation with them, getting through it, feeling it, intellectualizing, oh, they're just hypocrites, so that we know not to react to it in the same way anymore. And this is Aisha, and here we thrive beyond the abuse. Thank you for listening.